So what's happening to Axelum? What is the chart telling us? We now have a couple of days worth of past prices that can help us analyze what the market is saying about the stock as well. Check this video out. So hi everyone, this is Marvin Germo. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, smash that bell so you get updated every time I create new content about the market. I create daily videos on how you can win, how you can create strategies, on how you can use the stock market to help you reach your goals of financial freedom. So enjoy this video. Hey guys, so I'm going to show you the chart of AXLM. You have to remember technical analysis is predicated on past prices, and the more past prices we have, the more reliable the technicals will be. The more data points we have, the more we get to analyze this in its entirety and in its, we get a better context. So we just have around a month's worth, and having a month's worth of data is somehow good enough, but you would want to see more of those moving averages also develop, the longer and stronger moving averages to develop as well. But nonetheless, since we can draw support and resistances, we can draw a trend, we can draw candlesticks as well, we can use the candlesticks as well, we could still make a semblance and analysis of it. So here's the thing, the name of the game when you start investing is really not to rely on your emotions. And why am I saying this? Stock prices move up on a regular basis. Stock prices also move down on a regular basis. That being said, you should know that every time a stock goes into an IPO, it's part of the game. Not all IPOs go up, as what I've shown you in several videos about IPOs. There are some IPOs that zoom up, but there are also some IPOs that go down as well, and Axelum is also one of them. That's why I created another post yesterday for your Q&As that I mentioned that it's very, very important that you know how to segment your style and your strategy when it comes to buying a stock. That if you're an investor, that you must love the company so much that you know the fundamentals, that the lower it gets, the more undervalued it is, and you should have full conviction to come in some more if you know the company and if you like it. That's why it's very, very important also not to listen to your friends, not to listen to other people when buying it. It has to be you creating your own framework from your own parameters that you should buy, so that when things don't go the way you want it to go, you have mechanisms involved that will allow you to trade properly. Now, if you're a trader also, same thing. You need to have your entry and exit parameters, and for people who are heavily strict on technicals, that's why they want to see the charts develop first before they make a buy and sell approach for the stock, because at the end of the day, when a stock goes into an IPO, you don't see the charts develop yet as well. So yun lang. Then as per the fundamentals, from the last disclosure that they've shown us from the prospectus as well, there's nothing much that has changed, meaning the downward movement is not really something that was the downward movement is not really something that was caused by any fundamental activity, meaning it does not mean that the company is bad. As per the disclosure, I don't know what's gonna happen over the next months or years, but that's why we follow disclosures. That's why we follow also how they will earn, because how they will earn will affect people's sentiment on whether they should buy or sell the stock as well. But as of now, everything that they mentioned during the prospectus and the disclosure still remains intact. So what you're seeing downward basically is price movement. What you're seeing downward is basically the market pushing it lower as well. So enjoy the charts.
Hey guys, so this is where we are chart-wise for AXLM. So please remember the IPO happened October 7. We're now moving into the 1 month period of it coming to an IPO. So it's been out of the market for over 3 weeks. We're just about to go to the 1 month period, but as you all know, as what I mentioned at the top of this video, I mentioned that technical analysis is predicated on past prices. More past prices you have, the more solid the information and the data will be. That's why it's nice. It's nice to analyze stocks with larger amounts of data, because as the stock is larger, broader, you get a larger sense of how you get to analyze it, and you get to somehow see, similar to this Ayala land, you can zoom out and show strategic areas already where there's a lot of buying and selling that's happening. That's why the strength of technical analysis is always predicated on how strong the past prices are. And as what I always mentioned also in the previous videos, it's not just past prices, but past prices uh, predicated with volume. And just for context of everyone, for those who did not attend our Stock Smart sessions, any significant move in technical analysis, volume must be there. I repeat, any significant move in technical analysis, either upward or downward, volume must be there to somehow place a sense of legitimacy towards that particular move. So now, first things first, I want to point out that on the first day of IPO, Axelum intraday went slightly up around 5.3, but this was just on the first 10 minutes, and after it started now to retrace. As you also notice it analyzing volume, the largest amount of volume still happened on the first day, followed by the second day, and that's where a lot of transactions started to take place. As you all know also, as what the charts is depicting, the first day was pretty much heavy selling. A lot of people sold the stock down, which is why it closed at a much lower rate. Then after that, it started to form a range from October 8 all the way to October 23. So you had somehow around 2 weeks, this entire area that I'm trying to box, where it tried to form a base. It started to consolidate around that point in time. Now, it was moving from 4.3 to 4.7. This was from October 8 all the way to October 23. So for that entire week, it was ranging. I was trying to build a support also at around the 4.3 level. By the way, the moving average I'm using here is somewhat a bit faster. It's not a 20-day moving average because we don't have a 20-day moving average yet. What I'm using though is a 10-day moving average. And what's interesting about that is this: when the 10-day moving average came out last October 18, for those who know, for those who attended the stock market sessions and know how to read this, after the red candle on that day, on October 18, the stock started to be below the moving average though. So looking at the 10-day moving average, you see it, even though it was trying to form a base at the 4.3 level, because the candlestick was bearish and the moving average was also bearish, it gave us more of a, not just a conviction, but a bias that, hey, that this may slide down even lower. Then taking it one by one, October 21, red candle again, still bearish under the moving average. October 22, red candle again, still bearish under the moving average. Then hit the support again, but we are now seeing 4 straight days of red candles trying to pierce the support. So that's how you read it now. When a stock is below the moving average, and then you see a red candle, as it tries to go near the support, it's giving us an impression or a bias that instead of it trying to bounce off and try to go to this level and start to bounce off, look at also look at also the volume. Now, while it was at the support level, volumes were not as strong, giving us an impression that, please remember, and I say this all the time for our stock smart sessions, that when a stock is supposed to be at the support, there should be a lot of buying every time stocks hit support. uh, since there's a large amount of buying, volume should be increasing. But at the support, if volumes are not increasing, it means that there might be a chance that, hey, this might not be a solid support after all, and there might be a chance that we may see it start to retrace lower. That being said, the day after that, you saw volume start to increase a bit. It's still not as high as what happened during the IPO, but on this day, the fifth day, it was red. On the day also that you had a large red candle, it started to break down from the 4.3 support level. So something happened October 25, that was quite significant. Number one, it was the fifth consecutive day of red candles. It was a larger downtick candlestick wise. Then it broke down from the 4.3 support level. It was still below the 10-day moving average, but not just that. If you look at the moving average, it started to slope downward further. For those who attended our sessions, you know what it means when we see this angle of elevate, this angle of this, when moving average point downward toward this angle, it shows us that momentum downward is still a possibility. It's still a narrative. Then after that breakdown, we saw this, the large move down, where Axelum closed at around 4, which was already threatening to go lower at this point. No? At 4 pesos per share, Axelum was already down relatively around 20% already down. Then followed by this, another large move, bringing it to 3.72. Then another drop to 3.69. So what we do know right now is this. At this point, somewhere here at the 3.68, 3.7 level, even if you look at the RSI, it's already showing you that, hey, it's already at oversold. levels, with it also building some sort of a support here. So that being said, a possible narrative, we already have 3 days since it hit the 3.7 level that it did not go down any lower. Please remember, a support is an area where we believe that there's a lot of buying happening, and that's what happened on after hitting that. October 28th did not go lower. October 29th, it did not go lower. Then it started to move up already, October 30 and October 31. That being said, there's a possible bounce that may continue because if it's oversold, it could possibly hit this at the 4 peso level. And should that happen, if it fails to break out here from this level, we might expect that there could be a resistance also around that level, because even the moving average is pointing that there's a resistance there. So if it does not break that level, you can expect that it could just retrace lower and go back here. But if it breaks out from that level, I think it will challenge this, which is now the new resistance level. Please remember, and for those who attended our sessions, that when a support is broken, it now becomes a new resistance. So possible narrative is, if it breaks past the 10-day moving average, it goes above that, we could possibly see it move up and attack this. So this could be the possible range right now. Now the range is 3.7 to 4.3 for those who picked it up while it was oversold at the 3.7 level. This gives you around a 17.3% upside. Again, these are for people who like buying setups that are oversold. These are for people who like buying setups when stock drops and forms a bit of a level that it does not fall anymore. Please make sure though to also watch out for this level, because should it fail to break out from the 4 peso, 4.1 peso level, we may expect it already to go down. Please remember, it's now also trying. If I would try to point this, this is the highest point. I'll try to connect it to another point here. It's trying to form something this steep. We still have to see that if it breaks past this, then at least what's good about that is it breaks out from this downward slope. But if it doesn't, what we might see it accelerate lower. So just projecting this downward slope, there's two possible narratives. Number one, it fails to break out of the downward slope, we may see Axelum go lower than 3.7. If it breaks past that, then it will challenge the 4.3 level. So that's how it is, and that's why I love charts also, because it takes everything just based on what the market movement, based on what the price is saying. Because at the end of the day, also there may be some things that may be good about it fundamentally or macro also, but the market discounts everything. What the market shows is what's stronger, meaning markets drop when sellers are stronger, markets go up when buyers are stronger. And as of this point in time, these are the resistances. This is the trend that it needs to break, and this is what the RSI, the moving average, is also saying as well. I'll keep you updated as well when more moving averages will form, and when we see also the MACD start to also pick up and become more solid. Because what's nice about technicals is the longer it is, the stronger it is, and I hope that this gives you firmer conviction on how you can win.
So did you guys learn a lot from this video? I hope you did. I hope this is something that is giving you the right foundation, especially on technical analysis, because as you all know, I'm a person who loves technicals. I love it when it's all about trading, and as you notice it also, it just takes a few seconds for you to be able to analyze a stock. It just takes a few seconds for you to be able to trade it with conviction. Speaking also of trading with conviction, two Stock Smart seminars left for the year. Singapore will be next week. The link is in the description. And Stock Smart's Manila, end of November. The link is also in the description. And lastly, Icon, Davao, the largest investment conference in the country, will be SMX Lanang this November 30 as well, with a plethora of speakers from Bitcoin, real estate investing, entrepreneurship, global investing, etc. The details are down below. And I guess that's it. That's why I guess one of the things that I'd like to end with is, when it comes to trading, you have to be very, very specific. You have to be very, very strict on how you plot your trades, how you want to make those trades work hard for you. Because at the end of the day, there will come scenarios where it won't go up. We all want the stocks to go up. We always have an optimistic scenario that we think that, hey, if I buy this stock now, I'm thinking that it will go up. But what if it doesn't? That's why you need to create scenarios that if it doesn't go up, you need to sell. And in the same way, and that's not just also for trading, that's also for investing. If the fundamentals change, if the fundamentals shift, you have to sell, you have to get out of that position as well. So for trading also, if the technical parameters or your rules for selling also gets hit, that's when you start selling as well, and that's when you start getting out of the stock. So that's it. All I want is for you guys to win. All I want is for you guys to be able to use the stock market, because what's nice about it is all of us, here's the thing. Not all of us will be able to start businesses, really. Not all of us will be, yung gusto ko sa stock market is wala kang tao na kailangan i-follow up, walang sakit sa ulo also when you start meeting people. Unlike when you start operating businesses, I think that's one of the things that that's not highlighted so much. What's always highlighted is how you beat your competition, how you're able to find ways on how to innovate, but also it boils down to how you manage the people as well, because the health of whatever company that is there is pretty much also predicated on how good the people are, how healthy they are as well. That's why when I look at stocks also for investing, similar to fundamental analysis, there's what you call quantitative fundamental analysis that looks at the numbers, things that can be measured. But there's also qualitative fundamental analysis where you look at the leadership, you look at the management, you look at the people. And one of the things that I look at is I look at how good the management is, how prudent they are, how responsible they are in the resources, and how much the people also love working there. That's why there's a big people love working in Ayala because of the culture also that's set there. Any Ayala group of companies, people love how they set the tone to make the company and the workplace better for people as well. So I guess that's it. Comment your questions below. If you want me also to make a video on KPPI, the update on KPPI, I'll do so. If you also want me to make an update on All Home, I'll do so. I already have a video on Frutas. It's just in one of the videos there. Just look at the playlist for IPOs. It will be there. Then I'll try to make another video naman for Calcom so that you get also a framework on how it will go. Just comment also if this video is helpful. If you want more videos as well with certain topics or certain questions that you want me to answer, just comment them below and then I'll try to make as much as possible for you guys. So that's it for now. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.